Frugal Force. Once again, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty, and I was recently got a notification for this particular video here. It says, we got this covered, and it was by Matt Joseph, this article was, and it was a couple days ago. It says, new petition asks Marvel to replace Brie Larson as Captain Marvel with a woman of color. Now, I find this fascinating. Once again, the pure hypocrisy of the SJW mindset. There is some real relevance behind this. So people have been petitioning for that because, one, a lot of people didn't care necessarily for Brie Larson's performance as Captain Marvel, but even more so her behavior when she was doing interviews and things. But this article is so tainted and so biased. So let's look at that here. It says, Captain Marvel is one of the most successful films of the year so far. And that's true. We can't argue that. With Brie Larson, Carol Danvers instantly being shot into the top league of MCU heroes. As with everything popular, though, a lot of people seem to have it in for that film and its star ever since its release. But here's the kicker. Trolls are spreading misinformation and rumors about Larson on social media. First of all, they failed to prove in this article how any of this was misinformation or it was trolls. There was a lot of people that had issues with Brie Larson. So let's dive in a little deeper to this article, shall we? It says, we may have seen all the nonsense about her rivalry with Chris Hemsworth on the Endgame press tour, for instance, in which the pair looked like they had genuine fallout at some point during the production. That remains to be confirmed, of course, but many believe it to be true, especially since they've been persistent rumors that Larson was tough to work with on set and not everyone got along with her. But again, none of this has been confirmed. Well, none of it has been not confirmed either. I love how you call it nonsense in this article, but yet if anybody pays attention and looks at nonverbals, that did not look like play acting. That looked like genuine aggravation from Brie Larson. I have newsflash for you, it generally does, as well as the other actors around her. So unless they were all acting, and that would be probably the best acting we've seen from Brie Larson ever, there is probably some general aggravation there. So I love that. It's nonsense, but you have no proof otherwise. It says, now, though, these folks have taken things one step further, as a petition has been started calling for the actress to be replaced in her role with a gay woman of color. We kid you not. Even more unbelievable is that it's almost hit its goal. First of all, not a gay woman of color, a gay woman or a woman of color. Okay, or a combination of both. One of the reason is it's not just any woman. They were talking Monica Rambeau, the actual first female Captain Marvel. That's why. Carol Danvers was originally Miss Marvel, which later on took the name of Captain Marvel. Once again, normies don't know what they're talking about. So anyway, let's look at some of these quotes that this article has issue with. Here's one. We need Brie Larson to step down from her role to prove she is an ally of social justice and ensure a gay woman of color plays the role, reads the petition. Okay. Well, that's a fair assumption. If she cares so much, and she's already super wealthy, she's got her share, right? If she's a true SJW and wants everyone to have her share, there is a plausible argument there. Now, do I expect her to do it? Absolutely not. I'm a capitalist. I would not do that. But I can understand that theory. If you're going to tout that theory and stand at your pulpit behind that microphone and continue to tout the things like she does, maybe she needs to put up or shut up. The next one here in quotes, let Monica, the original female and black Captain Marvel, instead of whitewashing characters for the benefit of the straight white man running Disney. Well, first of all, Disney is not got exactly a track record of that. Okay, it's not that bad, but they have a point. It was, but once again, it wasn't in a way. In the comic books, it actually happened. She became that. But once again, it does really do an injustice to Monica Rambeau, which was a very cool character, actually, Marvel, especially in my opinion, when she was on the Avengers during the Avengers run. I forgot what years those were off the top of my head, but it was a good run. She hadn't donated money to any charity other than the Motion Picture and Television Fund Foundation, and it's time for her to show she is not all talk. And that's a good point. If she wants to point the finger at everybody else, good leaders actually lead by example, and she has done none of that. None of it at all. So they have some very valid points there. So let's continue this interesting piece of crap article, if you will. As ridiculous as this petition may be, why? Why is it ridiculous? Really, seriously, if somebody's going to tout that and push that and pump an agenda, shouldn't you be included in that agenda? How ridiculous is that, really? It has amassed almost 9,000 signatures so far, indicating that a lot of people agreed with it, which is true, a lot did. Now here's where it gets fun too. Then again, given that Captain Marvel currently only the second solo debut in the MCU to cross the $1 billion mark, it's pretty evident that the average moviegoer doesn't feel the same animosity towards the actress that those who signed this petition do. And not everybody's going to feel that animosity, but let's be realistic here. Why did Captain Marvel do so good? It wasn't because of the character itself. They touted it as, a must-see movie because it's a connection to MCU's Endgame, which was going to be huge. So nobody wanted to miss that before they seen Endgame. So they couldn't wait for it to go on DVD or anything just to check it out. Then they had to actually go to the theaters. Because if you look, the reception of the movie after seeing it was not that great. The ratings on that and the critic score, as well as mainly the people score over top of that, were not overwhelmingly good for that movie. So people came to it and see it in droves because of Avengers. If it didn't have that push up, it would have been interesting to see how it really would have done. What would be more interesting to see is how Captain Marvel, the next movie, will actually do if it doesn't have some huge, massive movie tie-in. I truly think that that's why Captain Marvel did so good, and maybe even did good initially because a lot of pump up, but after people have seen the first and weren't happy, it will be really interesting to see how that continues. It says, in any case, a second solo outing for Carol Danvers seems like a sure thing at this point, and I agree. When it makes that much money, if you're in business, why not? As it stands, we don't know too much about what the studio may be planning for Captain Marvel 2. Actually, we know a little bit, though we'd say it's an absolute certainty that it won't be replacing Brie Larson in it, despite this petition's attempt to get them to do so. Well, I seriously doubt, I do doubt that they're going to be replacing Brie Larson, but, it has been done when actors overstep and constantly cause problems. People are replaceable. I mean, let's be honest. There's a handful of actresses or actors that you could pick to replace this version of Captain Marvel. Right? We've seen it done before. It's not likely due to the success of the movie, but let's be honest, there's lots of actors that could have been better in this role. And who knows what will happen. We can never know what will happen. They can easily change that killer off, give it to Monica Rambeau. Anything's possible, but it's not likely to happen unless Brie Larson continues to go down her absolute crazy situation and piss off maybe enough people where they won't have it. Or maybe that second movie might not do as good because it doesn't have near the clout and the push for a big Avengers movie or a big crossover. Once again, who knows? But it does show one thing. I love how if anybody disagrees with an SJW or automatically a troll, misogynist, or whatever, and this once again is another case proving that from Matt Joseph, SJW, evidently, because let's be honest, she's done these things, and it's rather obvious. All right, I wanted to share that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell. That really does help. And if you want to help out the channel, we really greatly appreciate it. We're trying to do some big things with this channel, but we got to get the budget there for it. We have a link down below for our Patreon where you can join as little as $1 a month, where you get special Frugal Force videos. You also might get some special notes in there. You might get a giveaway, just random giveaway prizes, and we even have a one-time gift. If you want to give one time, you don't want to go through Patreon, or you don't like Patreon, that's perfectly fine. We have a Streamlabs link down there. You can click on that and give right through our PayPal. So thank you so much for supporting this channel. We thank you, all the subscribers. This would not be possible without you. And until next time, keep it